Welcome back to Screen Scan. Today, we will take you on a captivating journey as we dive into the details of the 2015 film, The Gift. Get ready to unravel the story, dissect the characters, and relive the emotions. Buckle up as we embark on this captivating recap. Let's begin. Simon and Robin Callum, portrayed by Jason Bateman and Rebecca Hall, are a married couple relocating from Chicago to California in the aftermath of a recent miscarriage. They discover a charming home close to Simon's former neighborhood and decide to make it their new residence. While shopping for furniture, a man named Gordo Mosley, played by Joel Edgerton, approaches Simon and introduces himself as a high school acquaintance. Initially, Simon doesn't recognize him, but as Gordo reveals his name, Simon remembers. Gordo warmly welcomes the couple to the area before departing. Gordo first leaves a bottle of wine on the couple's doorstep as a welcoming gift. Later, while Simon is at work, Gordo visits again. Robin invites him inside and shows him around the house. During the tour, they come across a giant toy monkey, and Robin mentions that Simon has a phobia of monkeys. She then invites Gordo to stay for dinner. When Simon arrives home and joins them, Gordo reminisces about Simon's high school campaign for class president, where he used the slogan, "Simon says," to get whatever he wanted. As the evening progresses and the wine flows, Gordo drunkenly remarks that "Simon says" still applies to all the nice things Simon has in his life, including a great home, beautiful wife, and successful job. This comment makes the couple feel uneasy. Simon disapproves of Gordo's visits, even crossing out his name on the fridge over his phone number and writing Weirdo, Gordo's nickname in high school. Despite this, Gordo continues visiting while Simon is at work, leaving gifts like koi fish for their pond and fixing their cable TV. During one visit, Gordo sees Weirdo written on the fridge and leaves, visibly offended. Surprisingly, Gordo later invites the couple to a dinner party at his home. Much to Robin's astonishment, Simon and Robin arrive at a surprisingly nice home for the dinner party. Gordo informs them that the other couple he invited has just canceled. During their conversation, he reveals that he is not married. Shortly after, Gordo receives a phone call, which he claims is work-related, and leaves Simon and Robin alone in the house. While Gordo is away, Simon starts making rude comments about him, suggesting that Gordo has a crush on Robin and wants to do perverted things to her. He then proposes they explore the house. In their snooping, they discover a bedroom with women's clothing and what appears to be a child's bedroom. Hearing Gordo's car returning, they quickly rush back to the living room. When Gordo re-enters, Simon pointedly asks him about his job. Gordo admits that he lied and that the call was actually from his ex-wife, describing it as a heated conversation. Simon then insists that Robin leave the room and confronts Gordo, forcefully telling him that he doesn't want him visiting them anymore. The next morning, while Robin is home alone, she hears strange noises. Stepping outside, she discovers that the koi fish are dead and their dog, Mr. Bojangles, is missing. Later, Simon visits Gordo's house, where he is greeted by a woman he assumes to be Gordo's wife. However, he soon learns that Gordo doesn't actually live there. The Callums contact the police and discover that the couple residing in the house knows Gordo, who had access to a key because he managed their leased cars. Gordo had apparently used the key to enter the house while the couple was on vacation. Due to insufficient evidence, the police can only question Gordo, noting that he will likely realize who contacted them. Simon is in the running for a promotion at work. After a promising meeting with the company's two heads, a colleague informs him that his only competitor for the position is Danny McDonald, played by PJ Byrne. Meanwhile, Robin continues to feel like Gordo is watching her at home. Anxious and uneasy, she takes some prescription pills she secretly took from their next-door neighbor. She then faints in the bedroom and later wakes up to find herself lying on the bed. One night, Robin hears a noise in the kitchen. A thump at the door reveals Mr. Bojangles, safely returned home. She wakes Simon, and they go to the kitchen to talk. Simon mentions he was going to tell her about his promotion but found her passed out instead. He then shows her the pills he found, suspecting a relapse from her previous pill abuse in Chicago. Robin argues that Simon doesn't take her suspicions about Gordo seriously. Simon believes Gordo has been a negative influence on their lives and insists they should forget about him and move on. Over the next few months, Robin becomes pregnant again, and the couple continues to live their lives peacefully. However, one day at work, Robin is informed that a man has been watching her. It's Gordo. Shortly afterward, they find a letter from Gordo apologizing for bothering them and addressing Simon, stating he was willing to let bygones be bygones. Simon denies knowing what Gordo is referring to. At Robin's baby shower, she later takes a walk with Simon's sister, Joan, Katie Asselton. During their conversation, Robin asks Joan if she knows anything about Gordo. Joan reveals that there was an incident where Simon and his friend Greg, David Denman, reported finding Gordo being molested by an older student in a car, which led everyone to believe Gordo was gay. Robin looks up Greg's name online and discovers he is a chiropractor. She makes an appointment with him and begins asking about what happened between Simon and Gordo. Initially reluctant to answer, Greg eventually reveals that Simon fabricated the story about Gordo being molested. Simon was a bully who frequently targeted Gordo. This false story led Gordo's father to believe his son was gay, prompting him to try to burn Gordo alive, which resulted in the father's arrest. Robin goes to Simon's home office and searches his desk, finding two files. One contains information about Gordo, including a mugshot from an old burglary arrest, and the other pertains to Danny McDonald, Simon's competitor for the promotion. When Simon returns home, Robin confronts him. Simon callously admits he didn't know about Gordo's father's actions and doesn't care, stating that his own father was hard on him, but he toughed it out and believes he's done nothing wrong. When he criticizes Robin for taking pills, she slaps him, accusing him of being just as much a bully now as he was then. Simon later apologizes, claiming he conducted a background check on Gordo to protect them. Simon heads to a bar where Gordo is hosting a trivia contest. Later, in a parking garage, Simon approaches Gordo and offers a half-hearted apology, mostly because Robin insisted. However, Gordo rejects it, stating it's too late. Simon, thinking he's moved on from the past, soon realizes it's not done with him. In a fit of rage, he knocks a basket from Gordo's hands, scattering papers. He then kicks Gordo as he tries to retrieve them and pins him to the ground, demanding acceptance of his apology. Afterward, Simon returns home and assures Robin that Gordo won't be bothering them anymore. Simon secures the job, and to celebrate, the Callums host a dinner party. Suddenly, a commotion erupts from upstairs, followed by a crashing sound that shatters the glass door, triggering the security system. Simon rushes outside and tackles a fleeing figure, assuming it's Gordo, only to discover it's Danny McDonald. Danny confronts Simon for fabricating damaging information about him, which not only cost him the promotion but also jeopardized his current job. As police sirens approach, Danny pleads to be released. Simon, realizing his mistake, allows him to leave. Meanwhile, Robin announces that she's going into labor. Robin gives birth to a healthy baby boy, but she tells Simon she doesn't want to return home with him because of all the turmoil he's caused. As Simon leaves her room, he receives a call from work informing him that he's being fired due to his dishonesty regarding Danny. Returning home, Simon finds a large wrapped box outside containing a baby bassinet and 3 numbered boxes. In the first box is a key to their house, revealing how Gordo had been accessing their home. The second box holds a tape of Simon mocking Gordo during the phone call incident. The third box contains a DVD showing recorded footage of Simon and Robin dining and sleeping, followed by Robin passing out and Gordo, wearing a monkey mask to taunt Simon's phobia, approaching her on the bed. The footage cuts off, leaving Simon to fear for Robin's safety. Meanwhile, as Simon watches the DVD, Gordo visits Robin in the hospital with flowers to congratulate her. He bears bruises and a sling on his arm. When Robin questions him about his injuries, Gordo cryptically remarks that people receive what they deserve before departing. Simon rushes back to the hospital and sees Gordo entering an elevator, but he's unable to catch him. Desperate, Simon runs outside the hospital to pursue him and receives a call from Gordo. He demands to know if Gordo did what Simon suspects. Initially denying it, Gordo then cryptically suggests that perhaps he did, implying the consequences of planting a seed of doubt. Simon, consumed by uncertainty, seeks solace in examining the baby's eyes, hoping for clarity on paternity. However, the infant's gaze offers no answers. As Robin holds the baby, her expression conveys disappointment towards Simon. Overwhelmed with despair, Simon sinks against the wall, tears silently streaming down his face, realizing his life is now irreparably shattered. Meanwhile, Gordo observes Simon briefly before departing, removing the sling from his arm, signifying the completion of his ruthless mission to dismantle Simon's existence. For more insights and breakdowns of intriguing films like this, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a like to support the channel. Thank you for watching.